For centuries, the towering walls of Buckingham Palace have safeguarded the untold secrets of Britain's most powerful family. But what if, beneath the glimmering chandeliers and grand halls, lies something so shocking, so unexplainable, that no one was ever supposed to discover it? Recently, a covert drone flight over the palace has unintentionally captured something chilling. The footage, which was never intended to surface, has now found its way into the hands of investigators. What exactly did this drone uncover behind the towering gates and regal facade? And why has the footage been kept under wraps? Join us as we unravel the shocking discovery made by a drone behind the walls of Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace through time. Buckingham Palace, one of the most iconic royal residences in the world, has a history that began not as a grand palace, but as a modest townhouse. Originally known as Buckingham House, this structure was built in the late 17th century for the Duke of Buckingham, from whom it derived its name. Nestled away in the bustling city of London, the townhouse was a private residence. Little did anyone know that it would soon be transformed into a symbol of royal power. The pivotal moment for Buckingham House came in 1961 when King George III recognized its potential and acquired the townhouse. With this acquisition, Buckingham House began its transformation into what would become known as the Queen's House. Imagine the moment when what started as a simple abode for a duke evolved into a royal residence, marking the beginning of its significant role in British history. As it transitioned from a townhouse to a royal residence, Buckingham House laid the groundwork for its future as a palace. The transformation of Buckingham House into Buckingham Palace was no small endeavour. This ambitious project began under the reign of King George IV, who enlisted the renowned architect John Nash. Nash was a master of grand designs and was tasked with turning the original structure into a majestic palace. He undertook extensive renovations, completely overhauling the original building. He added not one, not two, but 3 new wings to the structure, meticulously designed to encircle a central courtyard. This architectural feat created an imposing yet welcoming presence, forever changing the skyline of London. The result of Nash's architectural genius, coupled with King George IV's ambitious vision, was nothing short of spectacular. What was once a modest townhouse had now transformed into an iconic symbol of royal power and prestige. With the completion of these renovations, Buckingham House had metamorphosed into Buckingham Palace, a residence truly fit for royalty. However, it's essential to note that Buckingham Palace wasn't always the grand, expansive structure we see today. The palace's growth and transformation into the magnificent symbol of royal power we know today were largely thanks to Queen Victoria, the first monarch to take up residence there. Under Queen Victoria's reign, the palace underwent significant architectural expansions. Picture a time filled with the sound of construction, the clattering of stone and mortar, architects' plans unfurling to reveal grand designs. Buckingham Palace was in a constant state of evolution, expanding to accommodate the needs and tastes of the monarchy. One of the most noteworthy additions during this era was the famous balcony, which today stands as a symbol of royal tradition. It serves as the backdrop for countless royal appearances and celebrations. But it wasn't just the exterior that evolved. The interior of the palace also underwent grand changes. The ballroom, the largest room in the palace, was also a product of Victoria's reign. This majestic room, with its tall ceilings and opulent decor, is a testament to the grandeur of the era. As the years passed, Buckingham Palace grew to symbolize the might and splendor of the British monarchy. Its architecture reflects the era of expansion, with each monarch leaving their indelible mark on its facades. Today, Buckingham Palace boasts a staggering 775 rooms, each steeped in history and serving a multitude of purposes. These rooms accommodate staff, royal family members, officers, and guests alike. In the modern era, the palace has seen numerous changes and renovations to keep pace with the demands of the 21st century monarchy. For instance, in 2017, significant maintenance work was undertaken to address various disrepair issues, emphasizing the importance of preserving this symbol of national heritage. But it's not all about the built environment. Buckingham Palace is also home to the world's largest private garden. This verdant oasis, nestled in the heart of London, provides a tranquil refuge from the city's hustle and bustle, perfectly blending nature with grandeur. So what makes Buckingham Palace more than just a royal residence? The Royal Vault. The Royal Vault at Windsor Castle is a place of immense historical significance, where many members of the British royal family have been laid to rest. Most recently, it became the temporary resting place of Queen Elizabeth II, marking the end of her 70-year reign. She joined a long line of monarchs, consorts, and other royals whose remains reside beneath St. George's Chapel. Windsor Castle, a symbol of royal heritage, has been the primary home of British monarchs for nearly 1,000 years. Initially built by William the Conqueror in the late 11th century, it evolved from a wooden fort into a grand stone residence. St. George's Chapel, part of the castle complex, was constructed in the mid-14th century under King Edward III, who also founded the Order of the Garter, England's most prestigious order of knighthood. The chapel has long been a site for royal baptisms, weddings, and funerals. The tradition of entombing royalty in the vaults beneath St. George's Chapel began in the 15th century during the Wars of the Roses. The earliest monarch buried there was King Henry VI, who died in 1471 under mysterious circumstances, possibly murdered while imprisoned in the Tower of London. Over time, his remains were moved to Windsor. This period also saw the burial of King Edward IV and two of his children, possibly including the famous princes in the Tower, whose fate remains one of history's mysteries. In the centuries that followed, more royal remains found their final resting place at Windsor. King Henry VIII, one of England's most famous monarchs, was buried next to his third wife, Jane Seymour, in the chapel. Despite grand plans for a majestic tomb, his remains, like many others, remain in relatively modest conditions. By the early 19th century, the royal vaults were becoming full. To accommodate more royal burials, King George III ordered the construction of a new royal vault beneath St. George's Chapel in 1810. This vault, 70 feet long and 28 feet wide, was designed with enough space to house future generations of royals. George III himself was interred there, alongside his wife, Queen Charlotte, and several of their children. The Royal Vault has continued to serve as the final resting place for many British royals, including King George IV and King William IV. It holds over 20 members of the royal family, with room for more. Secret tunnels. Beneath Buckingham Palace, one of the most iconic symbols of British royalty, lies a labyrinth of secret tunnels that has fascinated historians and royal enthusiasts for years. These underground passageways are rumoured to extend far beyond the palace grounds, connecting it to strategic locations around London, including the Houses of Parliament, Whitehall, and nearby royal residences. Although their existence has never been officially confirmed by the royal family, the tunnels are a persistent part of Buckingham Palace lore. The purpose of these mysterious tunnels remains a topic of debate. Some speculate that they were originally constructed as an emergency escape route for the royal family, providing a secure passage during times of war, rebellion, or political unrest. In such turbulent times, the need for the monarchy to discreetly leave the palace and retreat to safety would have been paramount. Others suggest the tunnels served as private pathways, allowing members of the royal family to move unseen between key government buildings, away from the public eye and prying reporters. What makes these rumors even more compelling are historical hints that these tunnels could date back centuries, possibly to the reign of King George III or even earlier. The idea of constructing such intricate passageways beneath the heart of London suggests that the British monarchy took extraordinary steps to ensure their safety and ability to operate covertly in times of crisis. Building these tunnels would have required immense planning and resources, underscoring their strategic significance. While some reports claim parts of the network have been explored, revealing narrow stone corridors and ancient brickwork, much of the tunnel system remains concealed or inaccessible. Time may have sealed off many sections, leaving them lost to history. Over the years, many have attempted to learn more, but these tunnels continue to be one of Buckingham Palace's most well-kept secrets. Whether they were designed as escape routes or covert pathways, these tunnels add another fascinating layer to the palace's rich history. Haunting stories. Buckingham Palace is more than just the official residence of the British monarch. It is a storied venue steeped in history and intrigue, often playing host to a different kind of inhabitant: ghosts. Over the centuries, numerous accounts of ghostly encounters have emerged, painting a disturbing picture of the palace's haunted halls. These tales, passed down through generations of staff and visitors, add an eerie dimension to the royal family's already mysterious legacy. One of the most enduring ghost stories involves the spirit of Queen Victoria. Despite her peaceful passing at Osborne House in 1901, her spectral presence is believed to linger within Buckingham Palace. Numerous accounts describe a figure resembling the Queen, dressed in her signature black mourning attire, silently gliding through the ornate halls or gazing melancholically out of windows. But the story doesn't end there. Another ghostly figure said to haunt the palace is Major John Gwynne, the private secretary to King Edward VIII. Driven to despair by a scandalous divorce and the resulting social ostracism, Major Gwynne tragically took his own life in his first-floor office. To this day, staff members and visitors report hearing the chilling sound of a single gunshot echoing through the halls. Some claim to have seen John's melancholic figure wandering near his former office, forever trapped in that moment of despair. His sorrowful spirit adds another layer of tragedy to the palace's already somber atmosphere. Yet, perhaps the most chilling tale involves a monk who, according to legend, was walled up alive during the palace's construction. The site where the palace now stands was once home to a monastery, which was demolished to make way for the royal residence. It is said that one monk was accidentally, or perhaps purposefully, sealed within the walls as construction progressed. His anguished cries are rumored to be heard near the rear terrace where the monastery once stood. The legend serves as a grim reminder of the past and evokes a sense of lingering unease. These spectral stories contribute to Buckingham Palace's mystique, reminding us that history is not just a series of events, but also a rich narrative woven with the tales of those who have walked its halls. Private gardens, the Buckingham Palace Gardens, though sprawling and grand, often feel like a hidden oasis tucked away from the bustling heart of London. Shielded by towering trees and high wrought-iron fences, the gardens are veiled in seclusion, offering a world of quiet serenity that few ever witness. As you step inside, the city's noise dissolves into the soft rustle of leaves, the distant calls of birds, and the gentle lapping of the lake's waters. The pathways, winding through dense foliage, are shadowed by age-old oaks and elms, creating a natural canopy that filters the sunlight, casting dappled shadows on the ground. The rose garden, nestled in a secluded northern corner, blooms in secret splendor, its rich fragrance filling the air without ever drifting beyond the garden walls. The herbaceous border stretches out in a riot of colors, but its vibrant hues remain hidden from the outside world, reserved for those fortunate enough to enter. Even the summer house, quietly standing amidst the greenery, seems to blend into the landscape, a private retreat that whispers of moments spent in reflection and solitude. It's as if the gardens themselves are deliberately withdrawn, a secret kept by nature and royalty alike, thriving in quiet isolation from the world outside. Hidden symbolism. For some, Buckingham Palace is not just a symbol of British royalty, but also a treasure trove of hidden symbolism, where every architectural detail and decorative element has a deeper meaning. Some believe the palace's design and decor contain codes and messages linked to secret societies, the occult, or even ancient prophecies. One of the most intriguing aspects is the presence of Egyptian motifs throughout the palace, including sphinxes, obelisks, and hieroglyphics found in various rooms and gardens. These symbols, often associated with ancient wisdom and mysticism, have sparked speculation about the royal family's connection to esoteric knowledge. Some theorists argue that these motifs were deliberately incorporated to reflect a deeper meaning or allegiance, suggesting a possible link between the monarchy and ancient Egyptian philosophies. Freemasonry is another subject that often comes up in discussions about Buckingham Palace's symbolism. Discreetly placed Masonic symbols, such as the square and compasses, are said to be woven into the palace's architecture and decoration. Freemasonry, a centuries-old fraternal organization known for its symbolic rituals, has historical connections with British royalty, but some believe the presence of these symbols hints at a more secretive and deeper involvement. This has fueled ongoing theories about the monarchy's role within Freemasonry and its hidden influence in global affairs. Beyond its decor, even the palace's layout and orientation are scrutinized by those interested in geomancy, the study of Earth's natural energies. Proponents of this theory suggest that Buckingham Palace's alignment with celestial bodies or ley lines, mystical channels of natural energy, could hold hidden significance. According to this belief, the palace was deliberately positioned to harness these cosmic or terrestrial forces, giving it special power or influence over the land it governs. The palace gates, with their elaborate ironwork and heraldic crests, are also believed to hold hidden messages. Some say that these designs may represent astrological alignments, family lineages, or secret codes that contribute to a larger symbolic narrative surrounding the monarchy. While these theories might seem far-fetched to some, they add a layer of mystery and intrigue to Buckingham Palace, enhancing its allure as more than just a royal residence, but a place steeped in mysticism and symbolic significance. High-tech chandeliers. Among the many features of Buckingham Palace, the chandeliers stand out as stunning works of art and engineering, offering both illumination and a statement of wealth. These high-tech chandeliers are not just lighting fixtures, they are historical artifacts, each with its own fascinating story that dates back centuries. Before the advent of electricity, lighting Buckingham Palace was no small feat. During the reign of King George VI, the task of keeping the chandeliers lit required the efforts of over 30 workers. These workers were tasked with maintaining and lighting hundreds of candles that adorned the palace's grand chandeliers. Of course, this was long before the introduction of electric bulbs, and it required constant attention to ensure that the palace remained illuminated at all times. Candles were a status symbol, and the flickering light they provided added to the palace's mystical aura. However, times have changed, and with the introduction of electricity, maintaining these chandeliers has become much easier. In the modern era, the chandeliers of Buckingham Palace have been elevated, both figuratively and literally, to new heights. Some of the chandeliers currently in the palace were originally made for King George IV by English glassmakers Parker and Perry. Crafted from the finest leaded glass crystal, these chandeliers were designed to sparkle and shimmer with the highest level of opulence. As visitors walk through the palace, they are greeted by one chandelier after another, each more magnificent than the last. It's clear that these chandeliers are not just practical light sources, but also serve as status symbols of immense wealth and power. Today, Buckingham Palace's chandeliers are equipped with high-tech features that make cleaning and maintaining them much more efficient. Gone are the days when ladders and scaffolding were needed to dust these delicate structures. Now, with the press of a button, the chandeliers can be lowered from their lofty heights to allow for easy cleaning and maintenance. This innovation not only ensures that the chandeliers remain in pristine condition, but also preserves their intricate detailing. The process of lowering and raising the chandeliers is as smooth as it is impressive, and watching the sparkling crystals descend adds to the palace's charm. While these chandeliers now operate with electricity, the palace bypassed the gas lighting phase that many other historic buildings went through. This was likely a wise decision, as gas lighting would have generated a lot of heat and posed a risk to the delicate structure of the chandeliers. Queen Victoria herself often noted in her diaries how unbearably hot the palace could become during events, largely due to the sheer number of candles burning at once. Secret door. One of the most fascinating secrets of Buckingham Palace is the existence of secret passageways. These hidden corridors allow members of the royal family, particularly the late Queen Elizabeth II, to move around the palace discreetly, away from the public eye. One of the best-kept secrets of Buckingham Palace lies within the White Drawing Room, a space known for its elegance and beauty. Behind an ornate, large mirror in this room is a concealed door that opens into a hidden passageway. This passage leads directly to the Queen's private apartments, allowing her a quick and easy route from her living quarters to the state rooms where official engagements are held. While the grandeur of the room impresses many visitors, few realize that this beautiful room holds such a practical secret. The White Drawing Room itself is filled with fine furniture, delicate gold accents, and royal portraits. But the highlight of this space is the hidden door. As Anna Reynolds, curator of the Royal Collection Trust, once demonstrated, the door requires a bit of effort to open, hinting that even the Queen needed a touch of strength to use it. However, this secret passage was essential for Her Majesty, as it allowed her to move swiftly between the private and public areas of the palace without needing to pass through the numerous, often crowded rooms. This hidden passage was also helpful when the Queen needed to make a grand entrance for formal events. For instance, when greeting guests in the music room, she could use this secret route to arrive without being seen by anyone else in the palace. The purpose of such secret passageways was not only for convenience, but also to maintain the privacy and security of the royal family. In a building as vast as Buckingham Palace, it was crucial to have these discreet paths, and it adds to the air of mystery that surrounds the palace. Secret swimming pool. Nestled within the grandeur of Buckingham Palace lies a secret known to only a select few: the Royal Swimming Pool. Built in 1938, this private pool has long been a sanctuary for the British royal family, where heirs to the throne, from King Charles to young Prince George, have learned to swim. Commissioned by King George VI, the pool was constructed during a period when his family was transitioning into more public roles. For the king, it was a solution to the growing attention drawn to his daughters, Princess Elizabeth, who later became Queen Elizabeth II, and Princess Margaret, during their swimming lessons at the Bath Club. To provide privacy and security, a swimming bath was built in one of Buckingham Palace's conservatories, and by the spring of 1939, the pool was ready. A newspaper article from January 1939 announced the completion of the pool with excitement, highlighting how it had been specially constructed for the young princesses. Princess Elizabeth, already a proficient swimmer by then, had even earned a life-saving certificate. However, the royal family's enjoyment of the pool was cut short by the outbreak of World War II. With Buckingham Palace bombed during the Blitz in 1940, the young princesses were moved to Windsor Castle for safety, and the pool suffered damage. It was later rebuilt, and the Queen's 4 children all learned to swim there. A young Prince Charles even used the pool to sail model boats, a fond memory his schoolmate Richard Alston once recalled, noting how Charles's wooden replica of the royal yacht Britannia overshadowed their more modest creations. Over the years, the pool has served as a quiet retreat for many royals. Princess Diana famously swam laps there, starting her mornings with a refreshing dip. Prince William and Prince Harry learned to swim in the pool, continuing the family tradition. The next generation of royals, including Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, have all taken their first swimming strokes in the palace's private pool. Kate Middleton has even been spotted driving from Kensington Palace to bring her children for their lessons in this historic spot. The swimming pool, however, has its own royal rules. While it primarily serves the royal family, Buckingham Palace staff are allowed to use the pool, though strict etiquette must be followed. According to royal expert Brian Hoey, if a royal appears while a staff member is swimming, the staff must exit the pool unless invited to stay. If a royal is already present when they arrive, the staff are not to join them without invitation, regardless of their rank. Interestingly, King Charles, now more focused on environmental sustainability, has adjusted the pool's heating. Known for his dedication to green causes, Charles has lowered the pool's temperature in recent years to reduce energy consumption, reflecting his lifelong commitment to environmentalism. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. In the heart of London, a tech-savvy teenager named Jake found himself enthralled by the mysteries surrounding Buckingham Palace. With a high-tech drone gifted by his grandfather, he decided to investigate the iconic landmark from a new angle. Armed with a mission to capture breathtaking footage, Jake launched his drone under the cover of darkness, determined to uncover secrets hidden from the public eye. As the drone glided silently over the palace grounds, the camera transmitted stunning images of the grand architecture and manicured gardens. Just as Jake began to feel exhilarated, the drone's screen flickered, catching a strange glow emanating from a rarely visited section of the palace, a forgotten courtyard cloaked in shadows. Curious, he directed the drone closer. What Jake discovered sent chills down his spine. In the courtyard, a spectral figure clad in regal garb moved gracefully among the foliage, surrounded by swirling mist. The figure turned, revealing a face that seemed both familiar and haunting. It was a phantom of a long-lost royal, her expression a mix of sadness and yearning. The drone's camera zoomed in, capturing the ethereal scene just as the figure raised a hand, pointing toward a hidden archway. Before Jake could react, a loud crack echoed through the night, and the drone abruptly lost power, plunging into darkness. At that moment, he understood the gravity of his find. Drone makes a chilling discovery. In Buckingham Palace, London, no one is supposed to see this. Some secrets were better left undisturbed, and this royal apparition had made that abundantly clear. Hidden spaces. Whispers about hidden spaces tucked away within Buckingham Palace add to its mystique, capturing the imagination of royal enthusiasts and historians alike. These secret areas range from the entertaining to the mysterious, offering an intriguing contrast to the formal image of the palace. One of the most light-hearted rumors is the existence of a private cinema exclusively for the royal family. Imagine a cozy, secluded theater where they can watch movies away from prying eyes. A space that humanizes the royals, allowing them a moment of normalcy in an otherwise public life. It's a fun contrast to the opulence of Buckingham Palace and hints at a more relaxed side of royal life. Another quirky rumor suggests that there's a hidden bowling alley somewhere within the palace walls. Just picture Princess Kate and her friends enjoying a casual game. It's a playful, almost surreal image, yet one that makes the royals seem more relatable. After all, beyond the crowns and formalities, they are still people like us. This whimsical detail, whether true or not, adds a touch of normalcy to the grandeur that defines Buckingham Palace. Yet, the more captivating stories revolve around secret chambers said to house priceless artifacts. These vaults, if they exist, are rumored to contain treasures beyond imagination. Historical documents, valuable artwork, and possibly even evidence of royal scandals long forgotten. The idea that these hidden spaces could hold objects of immense historical and cultural value is captivating, offering a glimpse into a royal history that remains carefully guarded from the public. Then there's the curious rumor of a personal ATM in the palace basement, reportedly for the exclusive use of King Charles and his family. According to Tatler, a British royal magazine, the royal family has access to a private cash machine, a perk of monarchy that reinforces the notion of their unique, even enviable lifestyle. While most of us wouldn't dream of such luxury, it's these untold stories, both quirky and mysterious, that keep us fascinated with what lies beyond Buckingham Palace's walls. Security measures. The security surrounding Buckingham Palace has long been shrouded in mystery, and recent reports have only added to the intrigue. Some sources claim that drones have attempted to get a closer look at the palace, sparking speculation about what they were really after. Some suggest that King Charles is seen as less capable than his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and that security measures may have been intensified to ensure the monarchy's stability. What's fascinating is that Buckingham Palace is believed to be equipped with an advanced array of surveillance systems, far beyond what the public might imagine. Hidden cameras are thought to be placed discreetly throughout the palace, from the grand state rooms to the private corridors, capturing every movement within its walls. These watchful eyes silently monitor all activity, ensuring that the royal family and their guests remain safe from any potential threats. But it doesn't stop with cameras. Some reports suggest that the palace is also fitted with sophisticated listening devices, capable of detecting even the quietest conversations. Strategically hidden microphones embedded within walls and furnishings may allow security personnel to stay ahead of any security breaches. This level of surveillance ensures that every corner of the palace is closely monitored, leaving little room for privacy violations or risks. Even more intriguing is the speculation that Buckingham Palace utilizes cutting-edge technology, including biometric scanners, motion sensors, and facial recognition software. These high-tech systems could be designed to track and identify individuals within the palace, creating an almost impenetrable security fortress. If true, such measures would ensure the highest level of protection for the royal family. The recent drone reports raised the question, was someone testing the palace's security system, or were they attempting to breach its defenses? What do the recent discoveries about Buckingham Palace reveal about the royal family's hidden history and the secrets that have long been kept from the public eye? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.